Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we are going to make a brown bread chaffle. Now the inspiration for this chaffle came from a couple of different sources. The first was Joshua Benjamin, who messaged me on Facebook to let me know, or maybe it was Instagram, one of the two, but he had been working on what he called a wheat bread chaffle using pecan butter. But he felt he hadn't really gotten it there yet and wanted me to play around with the recipe a little bit. The second source of inspiration was Alexandra Kreiman, or Kreiman, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Alexandria, if you watch this, let me know down in the comments phonetically how I'm supposed to pronounce your name. But Alexandria had left a comment in the Chaffle for Egg Haters Chaffle video, and in it she shared her wheat bread recipe, which used almond butter. Now, I didn't have almond butter on hand, but it kind of made me think about what Joshua had said, so I tried it with pecan butter. And it was close, but I felt I could tweak it just a little bit more to get it a little bit breadier. And that's what we're going to do right now. Whenever I'm using a recipe that calls for xanthan gum, I always make sure to mix it in with my other dry ingredients first so it disperses and doesn't clump. And I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Next, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of finely ground sea salt. Give this a little mix to incorporate the xanthan gum with the other dry ingredients. Then we'll move on to our wet ingredients. We start with 1 large egg, which I will beat with my plunger whisker, link in the description. Then I'll add 2 tablespoons of my homemade pecan butter, which I will link to right about here. And then 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. And we'll whisk this together until that nut butter is completely smooth. Looks good. We'll add our dry ingredients and whisk those in. I'll divide the batter between 2 dash minis. Be careful not to overfill, as this batter will expand. So something like that's just about the right amount. Now I find that this particular recipe cooks up pretty fast. In fact, usually between 3 and 4 minutes, they're done steaming and ready to come out. Wow, look at the color on that. Beautiful. So, onto a cooling rack for about 5 minutes. Let's turn this thing into a sandwich. We'll start with a little avocado mayo with some stone ground mustard mixed in. A couple of slices of Black Forest ham. Slice of New York Deli cheddar. A couple thin slices of tomato. And we are good to go. Now you can see from the cross section here, once I cut it in half, that this looks very bready. And how does it taste? This is very bready, both texturally, and it's got that brown bread, kind of wheat sort of taste to it. The xanthan gum really helps out on the chew. It keeps it from being crumbly. And I had actually stored some of these overnight in the fridge and then reheated them, and they were still nice, chewy. They didn't break apart and crumble. Now, I could foresee doing a video similar to the one that I did with the 6 different white bread chaffles with sort of wheat varieties, because I think I could continue to tweak this, perhaps through the addition of some flaxseed meal or psyllium husk, maybe oat fiber, something that would give it just a little bit more texture that reminds me of a whole wheat bread. But man, for something this easy to be this good, this is a good chaffle. So if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed that chaffle, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, click that bell next to it so you're notified whenever I release a new video. Thanks for watching.